Hello, everyone. I am Alice of KHR Arts and Cloud Orchid Publishing, and today I want to talk to y'all about authors are real creators. So, what exactly does that mean? Let's get into it. Now, this is an unfortunate trend that has been going on for quite some time now, but it seems to be ramping up as of late. And specifically, this is in terms of authors who apply to vend their books at small local events all the way up to larger conventions. And a growing problem of the curators of these events and conventions considering authors to not be real creators. And this is a huge problem. Now, obviously, people are allowed to curate their events and conventions to be whatever they want them to be. There are so many events and conventions now that are so specialized. There are some that are purely 100% just for comic books, just for cosplay, just for people who knit and crochet, just for people who do makeup, just any sort of category you can think of. There are super specific events and conventions literally just for that. That's their prerogative, whatever it is that they want their event or convention to be all about. No shade there. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about here are events and conventions that are more general than that, but not necessarily just like a general free-for-all where anything goes. These are typically conventions where they will say that they want to feature local creators and let everybody in except authors. And it's becoming more and more of a problem in that, for whatever reason, writers have always gotten the short end of the stick in the larger creative community. A big part of where we get the short end of the stick is with social media. It is so much harder to create a brand presence as an author than it is as a painter or an illustrator or a dancer or a singer or a makeup artist, because all of those things are performative. And what that means is that you can showcase that in real time on video or through pictures, and people love that. People love visuals on the internet. Even if, let's just go to pretend land, I decided to do a video recording me in real time working on a novel, sitting here tippity-tapping, that would be super boring to watch. Nobody wants to watch that. Come on, let's all be real now. That's not fun to watch. It's fun to watch somebody paint. It's fun to watch somebody draw. It's fun to watch somebody put makeup on. It's fun to watch somebody choreograph a dance. All those things are fun to watch. It is not fun to watch a writer hunched over their keyboard or hunched over a notebook with pen in hand. That's not fun to watch. And therein lies the crux, is that we already have this divide in that we are a non-performative creative art. And then on top of it, for some reason, because they claim we don't make our books with our hands, even though we do, but because the end product, the book itself, is handled by a printing factory, that somehow disqualifies us from being creators, and they try to claim that it's some sort of like mass-produced product, when that couldn't be further from the truth. And it just sucks. And so there's a big difference between people who have what's called makers festivals, and so these usually revolve very specifically around certain arts that you do have that tactile involvement, and it's usually only for people who paint and people who sculpt. That's usually literally it. And then also the events typically have some sort of immersive interactive engagement where you yourself will view the art and then you'll also do the art, where they'll also have like arts and crafts tables set up for you to like paint and make things and stuff like that. So that's, again, not what we're talking about. That's a completely different type of event. I've been to those events. They're so much fun. It's the events where they're featuring everyone except authors, and then have the gall to tell us, we didn't accept you because you're not a real creator. And I have gotten that message more than once. It just begs the question of, what is a creator? And that can be a difficult question to answer these days, especially with all of the AI grifters. Certainly, we can all agree those are not real creators because they are creating things off the backs of stolen work, and the fact that they are having a robot do the work and they are just pushing a button, typing in a prompt, having an app do a thing for them. But to say someone who sat down and spent beyond hours, because y'all, oil paintings and other types of art can take not hours, months to complete. I have a huge respect for people who can spend months on the same painting, spend months on the same sculpture. That is dedication, 100%. Not shitting on anybody who creates artwork much faster than that. In fact, on average, when I paint using my acrylic paints, it only takes me about 3 to 5 hours to create a painting just because of my particular style. No shade or hate there, but just the fact that you cannot sit here and tell me that writers who can take anywhere from months to years to create a book are not real creators is bonkers, is completely bonkers, does not compute. And so simply because we are creating something with words and not visual, and that the end product is not necessarily the same tactile piece that we worked with our hands, how does that disqualify us from being creators? And so I do know that my video will fall on deaf ears and that these curators of these events and conventions likely won't watch this video. Likely, even if they do see this video, won't care. They'll just continue with their closed-minded view, very likely. However, what can change their view are the people that participate in these events, whether the fellow vendors or attendees. Therein lies how we can change their minds, is if the people that are a part of these events start saying, why are there no books? Why are there no authors? Having that interest and having people go out of their way to express interest for a particular type of creator to be in an event speaks far more volumes than this video ever could. So that is my plea to you, is that if you go to an event and you see that there are 0 books available, that there are 0 authors being featured at an event, and it is clearly a creative function featuring creators, ask them why. Go out of your way, ask them why. Ask them, why are there no authors at this event? Why are there no books at this event? That is the most helpful thing that you could do to help combat this very weird animosity toward authors and their books. And hopefully we will start to see that change, especially with how popular books are now and are continuing to gain popularity because of all the hype with Book Talk and Bookstagram, and just writing and reading have become very much back in vogue. Hopefully we can change some of those mindsets behind this very weird movement of authors aren't real creators, because I can tell you all firsthand, we are. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a like. And if you're new, subscribe. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.